Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and welcome to my Mythic Larodar guide. Generally, this will be the 6th boss that you go to. You could go here as early as 4th. And it's a fairly easy encounter. A few things to note, though. A lot of stuff actually to note on Mythic. So first of all, you get these tree spawns. When the tree spawns, there's little swirlies. They don't do too much. When the trees die, though, you get these swirlies again, and they stack on top of each other pretty often here. You see this? This is pretty lethal if you stand in that. That's pretty bad. Now, one thing you'll see us do there is we killed those trees, and right at the end, as they were about to die, we kill them pretty fast. We focus a lot of damage on them, and then we knock them right as they're about to die towards the middle. That helps a lot. It's not mandatory or anything, but it helps a lot with keeping them out of the fire and keeping them in a nice spot for the healers to heal them. You'll also note where we started in the room was near this little orange marker, which you can kind of orient on the minimap right now if you want to copy that yourself. But this is a nice place because then you get this igniting growth. Igniting growth is on everybody here, and this is a debuff that drops fire underneath you, and you want to stand near old fire to A, just not pollute the clean area, but B, it actually drops less fire if you are standing near old fire. So you can see we're kind of slowly filling in this little cubby. The charge comes out, so the tank runs far away because it does fall off damage when it lands, and that's also the tank swap. And then I've now taunted, and I'm bringing the boss towards the middle of the room. Here, I'm waiting until my last tick of fire drop happens, and then I'm going to move the boss even more towards the middle of the room and spin it around. And this is the first of the soak orbs. Now, this is a mechanic that puts out this little spiral pattern. Those swirlies do quite a bit of damage, and it spawns a bunch of orbs. Now, we used a weak aura package from Northern Sky, which I'll link in the description below, that you can use to put in your ERT note a list of people, and they'll be assigned to soak at different times, each of the sets, and be assigned to soak in the different positions. We always would do front, facing out of the, facing from the seed. Front would be in front of the boss, right, in this direction, away from the seed, and then left, right, all relative to if you were looking from the perspective of the seed in the middle of the room. So you can see all of us having our weak auras spamming which one we're soaking. Right is over there, back right's over there, back left's over there, left's here, and front is here, and we're all going to go and grab those. And this gives you a little crit buff, but it also gives you a dot. If they reach the boss, instead they just give the boss a damage buff for a little while, so you don't want that to happen, and you instead want to get the dot. But when it expires, it will leave you vulnerable to any future ones that you get. As a tank, I can take like 3 or 4. Most other people are going to want to take 1, a second with maybe a small defensive, and if they ever get a 3rd, that is giga danger, probably death. So that is the lore on those. Now, the middle of the room, you're going to need to create 3 different firefighting teams that will have, I called it, an anchor, a mid, and a hose. The hose is the person that's shooting out the breath there. The mid is the mid, and the anchor is obviously the person that clicks the seed. So the way that works is when 2 conditions are met, the anchor will click on the seed in the middle of the room. Those conditions generally are the roots are available, at least on this first set. The roots are out and around so that you can hit them because they need to be hit by the hose so that they can become targetable and attackable. And the middle of the room has at least 15% or so energy, because even with 3 treants channeling into it, it's going to drain energy faster than it will restore it. So you want it to have at least 15 to 20%-ish before the anchor actually clicks. And then the way it works is the anchor clicks on the seed, the mid walks on the anchor, or is already standing on top of them when that happens, and then the hose walks on top of the mid, and that forms this little chain. And then our general heuristic for this was clear sort of away from the boss, right? Hit the bramble, first priority, and then try and clear and try to create a circle around the seed. So clear the closest fire to the seed to sort of keep that being the center point of our room, because of course we need that area later. So that is what you can see them doing here, going around and doing that. Meanwhile, another set of these soaks are coming out, and that general rule is all there is in phase 1. The other thing to note is that the charge leaves fire under the boss, so you'll see the tanks always taking the boss to the edge of the room, to the edge of the fire before doing that charge, so that we're not dropping new fire in our safe space. Our healers have healed this up very fast, which is very common. That first one will get healed very fast. You can use like GS and stuff, lay on hands on them as needed as well to make it a little bit easier. And then out comes the first of the Raging Infernos. This wasn't actually that scary. I mean, we're using some cooldowns on it and stuff, but you can look at the raid frames here. We were not actually in all that much danger at all. Maybe our healers are just super sick, but I don't know. I've played with them. I don't think that's it. I think it's actually just not too scary. Again, right after that we get a charge. I run out here as a DK. This is Death's Advance, Vamp Blood, and AMS is up for pretty much everyone, so I just use that on pretty much everyone. Next set of trees. Now these trees also need to be interrupted, and they also put a stacking dot on the person they're attacking. So you can see that stacking up on me right now, which is, it's a fairly nasty dot. Killing these faster, stunning them is good. Cast going off there. One cast went off there. Not good. Try not to have that happen. It's pretty bad, but our healers are sick, I guess, or something. The trees do take damage from the charge, so usually you want to save your big globals that heal them for after that charge. That one right there. And those ones do get healed up still reasonably quickly. Now we have our Igniting Growth dropping, which again, we're kind of just trying to fill in the area that is farthest away from the seed and not fill in too close to the seed. I'm just trying to keep the boss here because I know it's about to root itself for charge, and I want the melee to keep being able to attack. I end up walking into the roots because I'm very stupid, but I get dispelled because my healers are very smart. And we get the brambles activated here. Now again, the brambles have been activated. Our hose is actually clearing far away once they activate the brambles here, even though we're dropping fire under it, because when the brambles gets full healed, it will actually cleanse any nearby fire. So you can look at what we're doing here, and you can see, oh, the brambles it's kind of in, a bit of a hellscape, but once we heal it all the way up, it's actually going to purge a bunch of this fire basically for free, and our hose can be busy clearing on the opposite side of the room. It's a very nice little option available for you if the brambles does spawn like this. Like, look at this. It's just all in the fire, but bang, doesn't matter. All that fire gone instantly, except for that one little patch over there, which most of my guild then immediately noticed and started pinging. So that one, that one was, the one that was a little bit too far, and there's a little bit of fire in the middle of the room. Okay, so after the second Raging Inferno, the next thing that happens is straight into ads. So the cast sequence is changing in each of these phase 1 or after each Raging Inferno. These ads need to get killed pretty quickly, and then there's Igniting Growth, so we're dropping fire under us, which means that these ads are going to be in the fire. So this is a spot where we used rescues and life grips to transport these treants if they were having trouble getting healed. After this charge, we grip them into the middle of the room, and we help get them healed up that way. You can see I end up having my Purg proc. Not the greatest pull for me on this one, as is always the case on a kill. A death coming out here as well, not a big deal. Send the battle res. One of the biggest ways you die actually on this fight as well is during those orb soaks, because you're super vulnerable. If you already have a stack of the debuff, if you accidentally soak, you can get killed, so that's pretty common. Now, there's the brambles, but we're not actually fixating on those. What we did there, this third set of firefighters, they need to clear those brambles, right? They need to make them attackable so that we can hit them and kill them. But we don't actually need to kill them. We just want them to not chase people anymore, because as soon as you hit them with the hose, they stop chasing people. And that's what we wanted with those right there, so that they would just be, we could leave them alone. We're not actually going to use those, though, because we are going to push before the next Raging Inferno, which you want to do anyways, because the Berserk timer on this fight does not change per phase, so there's no reason to stop damage. If you're trying to stop damage and, like, milk it in this phase for whatever reason, that's not very good. You just want to push the boss. And here comes that push. 35% is when it happens, and this is just when we're going to pop our Lust. We're going to throw a bunch of defensives, because you can see this also does some moderate damage. Really, this fight doesn't really do any damage to people all the way through, but this is the part that was kind of the best for it. And you can see we've still got a nice chunk of room left for us here. And now the fight starts with, we've got ads coming in from all over the room. We put our 8 world markers all around the room, and we assigned Fear, Banish, Trap, Blind, Mass Root, Regular Root, Monk Incapacitate to different of those markers. And they would just target the ad that was closest to that marker. And so even though a bunch of ads are about to get spawned here that are coming in from the edge of the room, those are going to get handled. They're going to get hit with those CCs, and that is going to handle that. These bombs don't do too much, just get them out of the raid. They don't do too much damage at all. And the tank frontal here, you just make sure you don't hit anybody with that. It makes you immune to healing, but you can get healed by standing on top of people. On Mythic, they take more and more damage over time as you leech off of them. But even then, there's still just not too much damage going on. And this is the big thing that's scary here. These people get these, hey, I'm about to explode thing. And they run out. When they run out, they will now do huge fall-off damage. So they go as far as possible away, and you, as the raid, use your cooldowns nice and far away. I already used my AMZ because I'm stupid. I guess I should have saved it till now, but I used it at the start of the phase, so that was bad. But you can see that fall-off damage even still. Because we had so much room here, it wasn't too much trouble. The trees, as they're coming in, they do drop puddles beneath them, so We use landslide and stuff, fears, all kinds of things to just kind of keep them away. We don't want them near us. Tornadoes coming out, and this is a nasty overlap. So this is soaks plus tornadoes. If you want to soak one of these and there's a tornado coming, you need to use an immune, or you need to like step in at the last second so you don't get knocked out of it by the tornado. That is one of the hardest parts here, but we just make sure that we got all of those. Here I press Abomination Limb, which I should not have done, and you will see why here in a second, but Abomination Limb starts gripping these trees in under me. That's not good. You want to avoid doing that. I get this frontal as well, so now my Death Strike is turned off, but I don't want to run on people to heal because I don't want to grip more adds onto them. So panic a little bit, die. A little embarrassing. Try not to do that. And the boss will die there. A little bit of time before the Berserk. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helps with your Mythic Larodar progression. And hope you get a nice little leech sword as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.